Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining from. I'm Ali Mohammed, the lead Ignite Research Academy. Today we have with us Mr. Joe, who will be taking us through scholarship essays to impress. We'll be learning today how to write our scholarship essays and would also be learning from his wealth of experience how he has gotten scholarship to Erasmus and scholarship for the NUTM program he concluded last year. Thank you very much. Mr. Joel, over to you.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Gary, Ibrahim, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm so sorry. I mean, this should have happened on Saturday, but um, I was traveling, so I really apologize for how this has been moved and moved. All right, so I probably should just dive in. Is it possible? Can I share my screen?
Oh, I think you should be able to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I can't share my screen.
Okay.
Uh, um, no, can you? Um, all right, I want to believe you can see my screen now.
Yes, let me see your screen.
All right, so I would just
Yes, we can.
all right, so I would just say that first of all, the research ignites people, they are doing great, and I've also been in some of their programs, and I've enjoyed them. So if you are here and you're wanting to learn about scholarships essays, I want to say that for me also it started something like this, and I just was in one of these kind of things, and before you know it, I was able to write scholarship essays. So I would want to first of all put a disclaimer that I cannot talk about everything about scholarship essays. Every essay is unique, and however, there are some general rules, of course, for an essay, and I am hoping that you'll be able to get one or two things that you will add to what you already know, and hopefully you will start writing essays that would more than impress the jurors. Okay, so I can't see anything happening under the background. So if you have a question, I was also, okay, just a second. I don't know how possible this is going to be, but I think we just have like 1 hour, right? I was hoping that there would be somebody who has their own essay. Maybe they have an essay in the draft that we could use as just like a practice so that you get if you have an essay that you would want to, you might just probably indicate in the chat, and then if you don't mind a general share of your essay where we work on it and sort of like finish your essay. If that's okay with you, and if that's okay with Ignite as well, you can share your essay, and I'll do a live review. However, if there is none, I would probably use one of the essays in my draft and tell you the reasons why I did this and the reasons why I did that. Okay, I think that's okay, right? So
Yes, that's fine.
all right, thank you. Okay, so let's just dive in. The first thing I want you to understand is that scholarship essays should actually impress. That's what they're supposed to be. The one of the first thing you want to know is that you want to know your audience, right? It's very important. How you will write to a professor is different from how you're going to write to an institution. It's different from how you will write to a scholarship board. And it's also different from how you will write to your colleagues, right? That's why you see something like there's a formal letter and there's an informal letter. So we need to first understand the audience, and that's very important. So whenever you have an essay to write, the first thing you need to do before you type anything on your system or before you get your pen to paper, you need to know the audience in which you are dealing with. This is very important. The second is you need to do a deep research. You see, for example, let me take an example. When I wanted to apply for MasterCard scholarship, I broke down every website. I sort of went into all the chambers or the corners of everything they've said about this website. How do you do that? If you have a scholarship essay, oh, there's this scholarship, go to their website, go to the adjoint website. There are some professors, or maybe there are some lecturers you will see, or some emails you will see. Ask questions from those emails before you start writing anything. Apart from that, you will see some people, you go to YouTube, check the people who had already received this scholarship, and message them directly. You can use LinkedIn. Ask them questions. I'm not saying you should ask them questions that you can easily see online, but ask them questions. How did you write your essay? What were the things you wrote that made you stand out? It's very important. And for me, it's generally not so good asking them for their essays, but if they are willing to share their essays with you, it's fine. But generally, I think it just impairs the way you write your own essays. But for starters, don't ask them, especially for people you don't know, don't ask them, send me your essays. In some schools, it's actually against the rules, so you don't plagiarize. I'm sure you understand that. So I wouldn't advise that at all, because I believe that you have so much originality in you that just do research, go to YouTube, go to LinkedIn, go to Twitter, go to Instagram. You'll find people who have already done this, right? Ignite also brings people who have had experience in this, so you can connect with some of their past videos. Just do a broad scale research before you start limiting it. For example, if a professor puts something online on LinkedIn, before you apply, go and check the professor's website. Check what is needed. Check, do I tick all these things? What exactly? There are some essays that they will tell you, in this essays, these are what we want. What's your objective of applying? For example, Commonwealth Shared Scholarship will ask you, what's your objective? They can even ask you, what's your, after 5 years, what would this program have added to your life? How does this align with your goals? Those questions must be answered in your essay before you can impress. And you must answer those questions directly. So if I ask you, what's your name? You don't start saying, well, in English, my name is, no, what's your name? My name is Joel. This, go straight to the point. Scholarship essays should, there's something you need to understand about countries, different countries, and what they expect. For example, if you're applying to places, especially the European countries and American countries, they are low context countries. So if they ask you, how much do you want to receive as a salary? I want to receive $4,000 per month. That's straight. But if you're writing to countries like Nigeria, India, I think some part of Asian countries, they want context. That's the difference. That's why it's sometimes quite difficult for people from Nigeria or from people from the African background writing to European countries, because we are from high context. We want to know why, what exactly. You always hear that if you ask a Nigerian question, he would reply you with a question. That's just culture. Right? It's scientifically proven. So if you want to write to the Americans, you really need to understand that when they ask you questions, they mean the questions they're asking you, and they want the response directly to the questions they're asking you first. So if they ask you, for example, what's the objective of, why do you want to be, or maybe you want to join a mechanical engineering research lab. Why do you want to join mechanical research lab? If you ask me that kind of question, I can say, oh, there are 3 reasons why I want to join this mechanical engineering research lab. First, you have world-class faculty in this lab. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Secondly, you have this. Thirdly, you are answering the question directly, such that just at one glance, the person knows, oh, Adebi is applying to this because of three reasons, and these are the three reasons. You want your response to strike a chord in the person who is reading it, so that immediately it's true with your essay. He exactly knows why you are applying to what you are applying. So I think I spent such a lot of time here. I'll just go straight here. So the target objectives is that you must be clear. Clarity is very important, and I will teach you how to be clear in any essay. What are the things you would write that would make it not clear? These are just simple English rules. For example, there are direct statements and there are reported speech, right? You don't write your essay with a reported speech, right? For example, you want to write, I obtained my degree at the Obafemi Awolowo University. That's a direct speech. You don't say my degree was obtained. I don't know if you understand that, right? I can't see you, but I hopefully if you have any question, you can pop it. But that's how to be clear. In fact, if I would also explain how to be clear and how to check if you are clear in this. You need to be honest. Don't lie. The word is too exposed. I was so surprised. There was a day I was Googling my house and I was able to see my street and my house on Google. So if you are writing an essay, for example, and you say that maybe the common misstatement that people who are applying for, say, energy they would say that they don't have electricity poles in their streets, right? And the scholarship people can easily, they've forgotten that they've put their address. You can easily put your address on Google, and your streets will be clear to you. Because do you understand what I'm trying to say? Be honest. Be honest. Because you can lie in this generation. It's not like you cannot lie, but if you are really serious about some of the things you want to do, I don't think you should start on that faulty foundation. You need to be original. Don't tell somebody else's story, right? Tell your own story, because for you to be original, that means you love yourself. That means you are thinking for yourself. That means you are planning for yourself. So there are some people who take other people's essay and they just do a little adjustment. While that is innovative in some ways, that is fraud, because that's plagiarism. And I have a friend in a group where she was really she was scorned by the Mastercard Foundation administrative board because a new student plagiarized our own essay. You understand? So this is real fraud where you're coming into, and when you are coming with that kind of when you're starting that way, it doesn't really show that you have a lot in you. I think you have a lot in you that you can prove. So why not be original, be confident? And of course, be confident. You must write statements that shows that you are confident. So statements like when they ask you, what do you, for example, how does this align with your future goals? And you start with the statement like, I think that when I am true, that doesn't show confidence, right? You can even write a statement like, I'm confident that at the end of this program, that shows incredible confidence. I don't know if that resonates with you. So yeah, there are basic rules. I don't know. I think I'm seeing a lot of messages, so maybe I should check them. Okay, somebody has a yeah. Okay, sorry, that's not to me. Yeah, if somebody has something that he wants to review, you can just share it with the team. I will get it right now and we'll do a live review. All right. Yeah, so there are basic rules to how to write essays that will impress, right? One of it is And they are very simple rules, right? You need to have short sentences. Uh, Short sentences means that generally your sentences should not, no matter what you want to say, should not be more than 2 lines. Yes, except you have sentences that are very punctuated because you don't want to bore the person who is reading your essay. You understand? Mm, you must understand that the white people, especially, punctuations are very important to them. They read in that way, right? So, except you are listing something, you want to say, you don't want to say, uh, let me think about a sentence that I went to the market to buy bread. After buying bread, no, 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 I don't need to go there. I went to the Munich International supermarket and I bought bread. Full stop. After I got the bread, do you understand? That's it. Short sentences helps you to link your sentences. It makes it readable. It makes it understandable. It makes it comprehensible. That's very important, right? When you want to, when one is reading something without a comma, a full stop, it becomes a little bit sketchy. Do you understand? So writing a very short sentences that are no more than, because sometimes some people give me essays to review, and I say something like I graduated in the year 1982. I also had an internship in. You are bringing too many tenses, too many thoughts into one sentence, which even you can be confused in that. You need to use direct speeches. I've already mentioned this. Do not use um, reported speeches. Avoid the verbosity. So verbosity is when there is a simple way to say something and there is a hard way to say something, right? So this vocabulary is not by big vocabularies, right? Writing is communication, right? So you need to be able to say things. In fact, you need to be able to say things in the most simple term because not everybody on your that doesn't mean you should not write things that have technical terms, right? However, you must be able to write out. I don't know if you listen to TED talks. You need to be able, or TEDx talks. You need to be able to write things, say things in the most simple way that even a 5-year-old kid, mind you, I'm talking of audience is also very important, but somebody who is a beginner in that field would be able to relate to what you're saying. Now, there's something we call credibility. It's very important when you're writing. If, for example, you did your, I don't know what the audience I'm speaking to, I don't know if there are people who are not from Nigeria here, but if there is something we do in Nigeria, the National Youth Service, right, is for 1 year where you serve the country. Now, I see some people when they want to write, when they send me essays to help them review, they say that they were involved in I've forgotten what they call those, the names of those things, but they are groups, they group you into community development projects, I guess. So they say a number of people were the community development projects, right? For example, they don't even give you the names of the village or the city where they did their community development project. For example, I did my own in Ogun State, and I didn't even do it just in Ogun State. I did it in Ilaro, and I mentioned it because there are not so many Ilaro in the world, right? So when I put that name, it shows the originality. It's credible. They can search for it, and it is local, which is very important. And I mentioned, for example, it is different when you say that I worked with my fellow NYC colleagues. No, you could easily say that I worked with 50 graduate students from about approximately 10 universities in Nigeria. Do you understand? You are giving numbers, which is very important. Numbers are metrics. And some people say I obtained my degree from Lagos State University, right? They don't give the dates when they obtained their degree. So it puts us, they don't put us in context. When did you receive your degree? What year did you receive your degree? Do you understand? It's very important. At least the year and the months is really very important. You also need to be confident, and this point is very important. You need to personalize, and I could even add that you need to personalize and localize. Now, in writing, you must understand the principles of writing. They are very these three principles I've written: the logos, the pathos, and the ethos, are very important in writing. Right? Logos is the logic of writing. It's very important that in what you are writing, it is logical. You see, some people say that 5 years, I would have a company that serve, maybe they ask them the objectives or what they would have achieved after 5 years of leaving the program. And they say that, first of all, at the beginning of their essay, they've told the people that they are writing to that they come from very humble background. They've declared that they do not even receive their remunerations, they don't receive their current salary in dollars. So they, for example, they receive in naira. Then they say at the end that after 5 years, they would have a company that serves the whole of Africa in energy, for example. That's not logical. Do you understand? It does not work that way. Do you understand? So your idea must be logical. You must write things that follow. People can be able to follow. Oh, if he has done this, he can do this, he can do that. It's very important, right? They check the logic. Okay, does this pass the logic test? It's very important. The second one is pathos. In writing, there are the emotions of writing. It's very important. There are the emotions of writing. So that means that when you write, it is not a crime to be emotional while writing. It is in fact important. You need to be able to contextualize where you are coming from. You understand? You want to, for example, ask for a scholarship that is about 43 euros or 43,000 euros. You need to be able to say the reason. You need to be able to make sure that the people that are reading with you will understand the reason why you cannot fund yourself. Mind you, you are being honest, you're not lying, but you are able to paint the picture of your current position. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You need to have pathos in your writing. And there's also ethos. Ethos means what certify you to be able to say what you're saying. You say that you read music, for example, and you now software engineer without having anything in between. The people who are reviewing you will see that you are not certified to be able to say you want to do this. I don't know if you understand. That's also very important. So they are going to pass your essays through these three principles. Does it catch this? Does it catch this? Does it catch this? If it ticks this, avoid gerunds. I mean, those are just English rules. Things that are ending in ings. Use them as sparingly as possible. I am coming to, no. I came. You need to shorten your sentences and let them be very, very proper. I think that I don't know how long I have. Then the help you need. This is very important. You need to have. You need to use some editing software because we are not perfect human beings, right? Our eyes can easily skip some errors, and it will not be proper if instead of using you use I, right? It doesn't help. An essay of 500 words, you making a mistake. Editing softwares like Grammarly, like I think there's also Clipboard. They can help you refine your essay. They can help you catch your error. Sorry, are you speaking to me?
You know why I sound like that?
Sorry, are you talking to me? I'm not so sure if I should.
Alexa, please, can you mute your mic?
Oh, okay, somebody. Sorry then. So you need to use some editing softwares like I mentioned them, Grammarly, You can use Grammarly and some other ones, right? There is also Quillbots that can help you reshape what you want to write, right? And just before I forget, follow the rules. If they say 500 words, don't use 501 words. The system will automatically um, disqualify you. And you also need to use human editors. It's also very important for you to link up with people who are reading the program or people who you generally know are great with essays, right? And then they would help you review. And it could even be your friend, right? He's going to, since he's not the one writing the essay, his eyes will, or our eyes would easily catch the errors that you have. So at this point, I think I'm done. If you have any questions, you can ask. Then we could also do a live review of an essay. And then, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the session. I think Mr. Yusuf Zubair has a question. Mr. Yusuf, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. My question is, it's very, very difficult to get people that will review my essay. So I don't know how is it possible to be able to
You,
help us in
you
that
mind
regard.
sending, you mind sending me a message on LinkedIn?
All right, so Mr. Yusuf, I will drop his LinkedIn account link on the chat. Just follow up with Mr. Joel on LinkedIn. Thank you. Please, if you have any question, you can drop on the chat or you can raise your hands.
All right, so I think there are no more questions. Do we have something to review?
Yes, someone dropped one on the chat. The link is on the chat.
Oh, okay, let me check it. Okay, so this person's work is a PDF, which would be difficult to review. But if the person doesn't mind, I can move it to Word so that it's easy for me to drop my comment and then share the link. Is that okay with the person?
Mr. Mashood, are you still with us? Oh,
Yes, you can convert the PDF to Word document.
All right, so Mr. Mashood, I would, this is what I would do. If it's possible, do not unmute your mic as I will just as I work on this, and so that every other person can learn. And by the way, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. And let me just quickly share my screen. Can we all see my screen?
I can see the screen.
Okay, I believe everybody should be able to see my screen. If one person can see it. So I will just work on. Okay, still the same thing. I'm not having it. Okay. Mr. Moshood, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I want to first of all know what program is this about?
It's about the groundwater program for Erasmus scholarship.
Or groundwater program. G something.
Yes, groundwater.
Groundwater. Okay, I think I have some guys there. So first of all, let's do this first part. I want to believe everybody can see. So did they give you, why are you applying for this program? Typical question. Did they give you
Yeah, there's a limit, I think 1,000 words, 1,000 letters with characters in it.
okay,
1,000 characters.
you think you want it to
No,
be
the first one is 600, the others are 1,000.
so the first word is 600. Why are you applying, right?
Yes, 600
And
characters,
600
including spaces.
characters.
Yes,
Okay, so currently you have, is it including spaces?
yes,
So you have 682, you are past the words, right? This is it. Can you see my screen?
yes, I can see.
This is the characters, you have 682, why it's 600, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's work on this. So what is Groundwatch about? Just, can you give me just a little explanation of what Groundwatch is all
It's
about?
about the
I can't hear you very
groundwater,
clearly.
groundwater issues they have in Europe about the climate change and environmental engineering, basically.
Okay, so you know what? We'll just go to Groundwatch. All right. This is your website, right?
Yes.
So you have like 4 good health, clean water, and climate action, life below water. Great. Okay, these are the 3 mobilities. This is interesting. I have somebody in this program actually. Okay. Let me just read about the program. As the largest liquid freshwater reservoir on Earth, groundwater was both a huge environmental and economic value and will be an essential resource for adaptation to climate change and reduction of social economic vulnerability. Is a component for the water cycle. Groundwater systems are, so this is basically water below the ground surface, right?
Yes.
And this would mean, of course, because water itself is a scarce resource, there's just about 1% total water that we can use. The rest is saline water. So let me see what you say. Why are you applying for this? Humans are at a critical point, especially these days after the COVID-19 outbreak. People worldwide are increasingly becoming conscious of their impact on the environment and they need to protect. So this is redundant, right? I would explain the reason why it's redundant. One of such environmental resource is groundwater. As the name implies, groundwater denotes water present below the Earth's surface and its unavailability. This is also redundant. I'm sorry, it's not the personal thing. So it's just, I'm not using red, I'm using green. So you feel happy.
Yeah, I understand.
As groundwatch focuses on groundwater, the global changes which are growing importance nowadays and in the future, I look forward to engaging. Now, see, this is also redundant. I look forward to engaging fully in the syllabus offered by Groundwatch. My comment to this will be, what syllabus? I don't know if you understand me. Through its program, I aim to explore the sustainability and protection. So this is the first thing that you wrote that I'm going to give you a blue. Do you understand? Now let's go back to the question. What's the question?
Why are you applying for this program, for the
So
graduate
this
program?
question, exactly. This question is simple. Why is Moshood, right? That's
Yes.
your name. Applying for this program. Now, just to be genuinely clear, do you think you have answered this question?
No, no particular stuff.
Because the first thing you started was humans are at a critical point. They're not asking about humans, they're asking about you. All right. And you said these are general things you're saying. There's nothing specific. So if you were going to answer this person, let's assume you're going to answer this person. I don't know really why you are applying, but I want to ask you, why are you applying? Why are you applying?
So why I'm okay? Because
Yeah, why are you applying for the program?
I have interest in the program and I want to explore the
You can start with, let me increase my font so that everybody can see what I'm, well, right now, I don't know if I can everybody see right now? Yeah, yes.
Yes.
So the question was, why are you applying? Answer the question first. I am very passionate about groundwater as it relates with, from this place, they told us that this relates with environmental, social, economic value, which environmental, economic value, climate change, adaptation, as it relates with climate change. I'm not saying this is what you should write, but I'm just giving you climate change and social economic welfare of my country, right?
Yep.
I'm very sure this is, I don't know about you, but I have almost 50% certainty that most of the clean water we get in Nigeria is from groundwater. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I I could, let me see, I'm very passionate about groundwater as it relates with climate change and the socio-economic welfare of my country. I come from, or you can say, I am a national, or let me look for, I look for the right word. My home country where approximately, now this thing that you're writing, you must cite it. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you must look for a literature. This, I don't have the data about this right now. So you must look for a literature that's, might not be in Nigeria, safe. It might be in Lagos states that they've done that research. But my own country is Nigeria, where approximately, let's say, 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater. Do you understand? So this thing you have written here, or that we have both written together here, has put a little into understanding that this is for you. Because by saying my own country is Nigeria, you have made this very specific to you. And the only people that can compete with this right now are people from Nigeria. And do you understand? Where approximately 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater, right? Now we must sort of like look for a problem that makes this very important to you. Now, there is
I think the second paragraph talks about that the specific issues and problem in your own country.
Okay. So this asks us, where are the specific challenges would you like to address once you have? Oh, great. This is nice. Let me look for the third thing. How will this program enable you to address? Okay, good. So that's nice. That means that you don't even need to stress the challenge, right? Most significant qualification. Great. Okay. Thank God. What do you see? Okay, they've broken it down for you. Okay, so this even gives you more space to talk about. I'm very passionate about groundwater as it relates with climate change, the socio-economic welfare of my country. My own country is Nigeria, where approximately 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater, right? There is, so this is just talking about the generality of why you are applying to this program. So you would want to state that my own country is Nigeria, where approximately 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater. Currently, there are now you can go two routes, right? Because what we said here was socioeconomic welfare, right? You can find out countries where groundwater is being used groundwater is being used and it contributes to the, for example, GDP. Do you understand? This is a research because don't forget there's a socioeconomic part to it, right? When we talk about groundwater as well, how does it relate to climate change? And how does that relate to climate change, and how does it relate to Nigeria? So I would want to ask you, in groundwater, what are the things that really interest you in groundwater? Or what are these? Because when they also ask you about why you're applying for this program, they're also asking you about the program itself, right? Like what exactly you need to talk about the mobilities, right? Why does the curriculum stand out for you, right? So if we go, the curriculum stand out for you, and as well as, for example, I know that you can say Groundwatch, we can arrange the order later. Groundwatch is you can say as a unique because they ask you why you're applying for this program. You can start like this. My application I want to assume that you're applying to the 2023 Groundwatch program. It's very deliberate. I am excited to study in, you know that out of these three countries that you'll be going, there's one country that is well known for water. I don't know, this place, IHE Delft. Okay. I know that it's the largest international graduate water education institute in the world. Do you understand? You can copy this, right?
I put that already in, I think, the third reason.
Third, okay, let's see. How will this program enable you to
should be the first one. Should be the first one.
For what are your most relevant qualifications?
Just above.
Now, okay, this. Now, let's see if this order really matches. The questions you ask is, how will this program enable you to address the above mentioned challenges, right? This would not exactly fit in here because the question is how. I don't know if you understand. You are saying this is the largest. That doesn't mean it could at some levels, but your motivation for applying, why are you applying for this program? It probably is more appropriate at this point when you're saying that it's really more important than defining groundwater over and over again. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Do you get? I mean, you can also disagree. It's okay. So you can impute that here. I don't know if any other person on the group is learning. So my application to 2023 groundwater program is very deliberate. I would I am excited to study in you can say I'm particularly excited to study in IHE depths, as it is the largest. And this will probably be your second mobility. Largest international groundwater program institute in the world. The program would also afford me I think you're going to have like a 3 weeks there's sort of like a 3 weeks before the thesis. There's going to be a 3 weeks field research in France, where I would apply in class learnings to a real world problem. Do you get? I'm very passionate about water as relates to climate change and the socio-economic welfare of my country. My home country is Nigeria, where approximately 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater. Then you need to put the source here, please.
Okay.
You know how to cite, right?
Yes.
Application to 20 million is very deliberate. I'm particularly excited to study in IHE depth, as it's the largest international groundwater education institute in the world. The program would also afford me 3 weeks field research, field research in France, where I would apply close learning to a real world problem. I am at this point, I want to talk about your thesis, right? I've not read everything about the program, so I can't say anything, but from here already, I'm saying that you're going to have a March to August thesis where some topics, can you see there's a topic here, right? These are the structures. These are some of the thematics of the program, right?
Yes.
Which you can choose the one that most interests you. And of course, the MSs, like each of the units, you can use them to because you already talked about your work in depth, you can also talk about Portugal and some of the works that mostly interest you, right? So, for example, let's say that you want to talk about some of the internships. You can say that this, of course, because you're in Nigeria, you might not want to say you want to work on Portugal, but you can say that, let me see some of these programs. Maybe this one. Can you see Sub-Saharan Africa?
Yes.
Are you understanding that even writing is politics? So let's put that there. I am really, I am also very would still adjust the English. I'm also very very optimistic at the March to August. That's how many months, please? March, April, May, June, July, August. That's about 6 months. The 6 months long internship that the program poses. I was interested in the research for the research titled all our English is not correct though, please. But in some way. Do you get? I'm very passionate about it. Let's see. Let me reduce this. I don't know. Hope everybody's not getting bored, but I mean, so let's look at the number of words we have. Mind you, this is just like a first draft. So we have 832, right?
Okay.
Don't be scared. So let's look at this. What we wrote, does it even make sense? I'm very passionate about the question was, why are you applying for this program? I'm very passionate about groundwater as it relates with climate change and the socio-economic welfare of my country. My own country is Nigeria, where approximately 70% of clean water is sourced from groundwater. The application to 2023 groundwater program is very deliberate. I'm particularly excited to study in IHE depth as it is the largest international graduate water education institute in the world. The program would also afford me 3 weeks field research in France, where I would apply in-class learnings to a real-world problem. I'm also very optimistic about the 6-month-long internship that the program proposes. I'll be interested in the research titled Spatially Explicit Quantitative Assessment of Factors Affecting the Future Groundwater Balance of Selected Cities in Sub-Saharan Africa, which will not be so bad because I definitely will not work on this, but imputing Africa makes it a little bit closer to what you want to do. I'm not saying this is what you should finally do. So if you have done this, you can immediately carry this. I think my Grammarly is open. Right? Are you here with me?
Yes.
So if I paste it here, I want to check what are the mistakes we've made. Right? We want to show that we are knowledgeable, we are not experts. We want to be formal. We want it to be academic. We want it to inform and maybe convince or tell a story. Do you get it? Now, I'm very passionate. Now, because I is highlighted here because our overall score is 44. Of course, that's okay because we're just starting. I here because we said it's formal, and most times you don't want to personalize things that are formal, but you can skip some things, right? As it relates with two is better. and the socio-economic. This is the way it's supposed to be of my country, right? Mine is going to circle out the applications to 2020 to the 2023. I'm particularly excited to study at, not in, I understand in a
Yes,
afford me 3 weeks field research in France, right? And then a punctuation where I would apply in-class learning to a real world problem and sub-Saharan Africa. Do you get? Now, all this you might want to reduce some of them, but sometimes I don't mind because the question was personal. It was like, why you? Do you understand? So even though I've used formal and he has marked me on formal, still yet, it's still okay for me to use it because it was a direct question to me. Do you understand? And we have increased our score rate, which is perfectly fine because we don't have a correctness problem. We are very clear, can you see? And we are very engaged in the statements. Our delivery has serious issues because we have told the system that we want something formal, even though we only wanted something formal so that we would have something clean, but not necessarily formal, because not formal in the case of personalizing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
understand.
So I copied this, I cut it, sorry. And by the way, this is an academic grammarly, so you would expect that it's going to be good. I'll press it off time, right? After this, you can move on to the next, right? But I don't know how long time I have, so I'll see other questions. But you can always hit me up on this. Keep working on this, then I could help you out with writing it. Video. All right, so I don't know if that was helpful for Moshood.
That was very helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And so I don't know, maybe I will just, this is something I've written. I don't think you have it currently because I recopied it. Just hit me up. I'll send the link to you on LinkedIn.
Okay.
All right. I mean, that's, I don't know if everybody understood what I did. If you have particular questions, I don't know how much time I have left. So, I mean, I could take a swap at somebody else's who is not probably in science or something, but I think that Mohammed would want to tell me how much time I have left and things like that.
I think we have 5 more minutes.
Okay, so I cannot do any other thing right now. So I don't know if it was helpful to anybody. You know.
Personally, it was helpful to me.
Somebody said I should
know.
increase my voice. Sorry, I did not know. I don't know if you guys heard me correctly when I was talking.
I was hearing you.
All right, so yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. I've been taking notes, and some of the things I learned was that while writing, you need to communicate to the other person, meaning you need to know, you need to have an idea of who would be reading what you're writing. You need to be very clear while communicating. What are they asking? What are they expecting of me? The context matters. If you're writing to a Nigerian university, for example, how you write is different from how you write when you're writing to UK or the US. So also, while writing, you need a different level of reviews from humans, which can be someone someone who has gotten there before us, also using tools such as Grammarly, Qbooks, and any available tool that can help structure our grammar and ideas a bit. But of course, the idea is going to come from you. Yeah. So those are some of the things I've learned thus far. I also learned that the structure of your writing matters. And I believe Ibrahim shared on the community group a resource that would be helpful for those of us on the group already. So thank you very much, Mr. Joe, for delivering this talk. It's always nice having you review one's essay. I hope people on this call and those who will be watching later on YouTube would reach out to you via LinkedIn if there's anything they need help for. And I pray you're available to offer you help. Thank you.
Yeah, just let me just quickly say something. Thank you for the privilege, and my friend is also here. I would want to say that please, on LinkedIn, once you send me a message, I would see it and I would definitely respond. Might not be too fast, but so if you are, for example, if you have an application to submit in 1 month or 2 months time, that's okay. But if you're not sending an application 1 week, that might be a bit tricky. You understand? But yeah, so that's just it. But then if you send me a connection, I'm going to definitely accept you. You can just send a message either from Ignite or something that would just make me know that it's you, and I would definitely respond to you. And I've already seen some names that will be in my head. So if you send me something, I can just say, oh, from Ignite, and then we'll get started. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll close the session today. And I'm also happy to announce to us that we'll be having a similar session on Saturday. Scholarship essays from a storytelling point of view. So I would also be having a scholar like Mr. Joe talk to us about how he did his own. He's currently a scholar, is a mind scholar, currently in Carnegie Mellon University Africa in Kigali. So he'd be sharing his wealth of knowledge with us also, and I'll probably have a technical session such as same as we just did. So thank you very much, Mr. Joy. Bye everyone.